Hello, vinyl community. How you doing? It's Bill with the Vinyl-verse. I'm here to do Dan over at Dots and Loops, his vinyl tag contest. Dan put together on the 1st of January an epic list of questions, 101. He's thrown a contest, and I'm getting in right here at the last minute. You don't have to answer all 101, but if you do, you get like 10 names in the hat. I've picked 25 questions. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. But thank you, Dan. Great channel, Dots and Loops. Been around the vinyl community for years and years. Great guy, so knowledgeable, especially when it comes to psych and prog and krautrock, and just a great guy. Wish he made more videos. He's slowed down a little bit, like we all tend to do, but I picked out 25 questions. I'm going to go through them here and consider this my entry into the contest, Dan. So, without delaying any further, I'm going to start here, and like I said, I'm going to fly through these because 25 questions, and Dan's really good about. He went through his 101 questions really good and was able to show everything, and so I'm going to try to do the same. So starting off, the 25 questions that I picked out of his list. Number one, a title with fewer than 5 letters. Here's Birth and their album Born. So Born, B-O-R-N, 4 letters. I think that qualifies. Okay, number 2, a very nice sounding record. Alright, new to the collection is the latest reissue of Cluster 2. This sounds really great. It's on Baoard Records. They put the Brain label on the label, and it's great. It sounds really wonderful. It's a limited edition release, numbered. So Cluster 2. Number 3, an underrated record. So I think for me, underrated, early Bee Gees. And here's their album Odessa in that felt cover here. I think this is a great album. I love a lot of their earlier albums, long before they did the disco stuff and got famous for that. So the Bee Gees Odessa, an underrated record. A record that heals, number 4. I picked Popol Vuh, Hosiana Mantra. Such a gorgeous, beautiful album. It's healing in the sense that it's just so beautiful you can't help but heal from the beauty of the music. This is from one of the box sets that I got a couple years ago. This is in there, and I love this album, Hosiana Mantra by Popol Vuh. Okay, number 5, a scary record, unintentional or not. How about the Exorcist soundtrack? I picked this up last year from Waxwork Records. Horrifying movie about Reagan getting possessed, and and it's creepy. So scary record. I think it's pretty intentional. Number 6, a record with no guitar. This was probably the most challenging question that I picked, but Tangerine Dream, Poland. This is the concert they did, the Warsaw concert around 1980. It came out in 1984, but I want to say that the concert was 1980, but maybe it was 1984. I can't remember. Anyway, there's no guitar on this. So great record. Tangerine Dream, Poland. Okay, flying through this here. Number 7, your record with the most organ. I did a little differently. this record here, Anna von Hauswolf, her what is it called? All Thoughts Fly album. This is all pipe organ. So this has all organ and it's pipe organ, and it's great. Love this album. Okay, number 8. The best guilty pleasure vinyl. So my guilty pleasure is the 1980s. And I even have a series on my channel, the 80s Singles Vault, which I'm going to be getting back to at some point. I've taken like a year off of this, but I'm itching to get back. I've collected a lot of 80s singles. Here's just a few. Flock of Seagulls, I Ran. Jan Hammer, Miami Vice Theme. Human League, Don't You Want Me. Joe Jackson, Stepping Out. OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Pretty, If You Leave, from the Pretty in Pink soundtrack. So, 80s pop is a guilty pleasure. So that's the best guilty pleasure for me. Number 9, the 90s. So big artist for me in the 90s was Jewel. This is her second album, Spirit. Her debut album really was one of those albums that just clicked with me and came to me when I needed it most. And this is her follow-up album, Spirit, from 1998. So 90s album. A record, number 10, a record and a concert and memorabilia. So how about my first concert? And here is my ticket stub from that concert, May 29th, 1987, and it was Genesis, Invisible Touch. This was the very first concert that I went to, and Genesis has been my favorite band since before going to this concert. And actually, the first concert I went to and the last concert I went to was Genesis. So how about that? And here's my concert ticket from seeing them May 29th, 1987 at in Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium when it was still around. All right. Number 11, the 1950s. Here's a cool 10-inch from, I think, 1953. Nat King Cole, Unforgettable, on Capitol. I believe it's 1953. I don't see a date on here. But yeah. So, the 50s, right there. Okay, number 12, Come Fly With Me, Chairman of the Board, Show Some Sinatra. So, here is Frank Sinatra, Come Dance With Me. I do have a collection of Sinatra records that I'll pull out every now and again. And this is one of them. Okay, let's do some adjusting here. Okay, number 13. I'm going to do 2 questions with this album, number 13 and number 14. So number 13, Get Kinky. Here's an album that I don't think I've ever seen in the VC. This is a Kinks compilation. Moving on to the next question, a record from high school you still own. So I bought this while in high school. The Kinks, Backtracking, the definitive double album collection. Really, really great Kinks comp. I could have pulled some other Kinks albums, but I figured I'd show this to work in for both of those questions. So not only is this a great comp, but some of the tracks are even like alternate versions and different versions than the studio album. So that's cool, including Celluloid Heroes. So that's 13 and 14. Number 15, Risk, a record Risk. They changed direction. Gentle Giant, the progressive rock masters. This is their final studio album, and they totally changed direction. They kind of put the prog in the past and just kind of went with a pop rock sound. And this is a great album. I really like this album from 1980. Gentle Giant Civilian. They just reissued this too, an anniversary edition. I haven't picked that up, but this is my original copy here. Okay, number 16, a progressive symphonic pleasure. Renaissance, Ashes to Ashes. Great album. Definitely a progressive symphonic pleasure with folk rock added into it. Great record. Number 17, Electronic Dreams. New to my collection. Just picked this up recently. It is Tim Blake, Crystal Machine. Great electronic album. Pretty much a masterpiece. Really wonderful. Yeah. So sounds great too. On the Egg label from 1977. Wonderful album. Tim Blake, Crystal Machine. Okay, number 18, The Beatles and Why. Well, of course, the Beatles. The Beatles were my first love. This is the first album that I ever owned as my own album. The Beatles: A Hard Day's Night soundtrack, and it is this exact album. Don't remember how old I was, but I received it, I think, as a birthday gift. And I never looked back on the Beatles, so they've been a favorite since from a very young age. And yeah, the Beatles. Okay, number 19, How Do They Do That record? Amazing playing. Going back to Gentle Giant. I could have picked just about any one of their albums, shown any one of them, because they are incredible musicians, and unique compositions, and one of my absolute favorite bands. So this is their album Freehand. Like I said, I could have shown The Power and the Glory, In a Glass House, Octopus, Three Friends, Interview. Yeah, they are just exceptional musicians. Number 20, Free Jazz Me. Okay, so another new item in my collection over the past several weeks is Everywhere by Roswell Rudd, the trombonist. This is a bit of free jazz, and I've been looking for this one for several years, and finally tracked down a really clean, nice copy. Excellent album. They do stretch out there a little bit, but love this one. Roswell Rudd, Everywhere. Okay, classic album that doesn't get played enough. Here's Let It Bleed by the Rolling Stones. In general, Rolling Stones don't get played as much anymore here, and I should really play them more. And I love this album, Let It Bleed. So I'll probably start with this one and start trying to play a little more Rolling Stones in the house. Okay, number 22, Condition is Crap, Who Cares? This is a Monkees compilation put out by RCA. We got this as a family back in 1976 by mail order, and I played this thing to death. It's the same image on front and back, so nothing fancy, but it is a double album. And yeah, so this thing has been beat to crap, and it's not faring so well now. The jacket and the records are pretty scuffed up and heavily played as well. But I'll never get rid of this. This is very sentimental to me, and I still love it. I don't listen to it anymore, but it stays in my collection. Okay, number 23, iconic and influential album. How about Cream and Disraeli Gears? Trio, Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker. Amazing band, amazing record. Blues rock, psychedelic rock. Power trio. Just great stuff. Almost there. Number 24, Harmonies. Well, who else than the Beach Boys? Incredible harmonies by the Wilson brothers, Al Jardine and Mike Love, and later Bruce Johnston. But yeah, this is their album, Sunflower. Classic album. Love this one. And wrapping up, we have Time to Die. Dead during or just after recording. I went with George Harrison's Brainwashed. 2000. This came out in 2002. He passed away in 2001. His son and Jeff Lynne, his son Danny and Jeff Lynne finished this album up and put it out, and it's actually it's a great album. And George actually won a Grammy for the instrumental track Marwa Blues on the last track on side 1. So Brainwashed by George Harrison. And that wraps it up. I did 25 questions for Dan at Dots and Loops. Thanks for the contest, Dan. I appreciate it. I think it took me as long to get through 25 questions as it did for you to get through 101. So, yeah. So, link to Dan's channels down below, actually to his video for this vinyl tag. This is right up against it, so if you want to enter, get in now. But anyway, thank you, Dan, and I will talk to you all again soon. Take care. Bye now.